and welcome to Money, Money, Money. Budget 2016 will perhaps be best known or remembered for the EPF controversy. A lot said, a lot spoken, a lot written, and finally a rollback coming through. And throughout these last couple of weeks, a lot of viewers have been writing into us with their feedback, with their thoughts and their questions. Retirement, how to plan for your silver years? What is the best route? Is EPF still the way to go? Is NPS better? Should you be looking at other options available? And for a lot of people who work with the private sector, are they really thinking about life after 60? We decided to have some of these questions answered, and to help us get through this maze is Mr. Anil Lobo, who is the India Business Leader Retirement at Mercer. Anil, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking out the time. And of course, you've flown down all the way to Mumbai to be here with us for the show. So thanks very much for that. Now, I want to start with your own thoughts and overview. I heard so many views coming through this entire EPF controversy. A lot of planners actually said that this was perhaps an opportunity lost, an opportunity to help India move towards the thought of being a pension society. How do you sum up the retirement planning landscape in the country?
See, India has a very young workforce, and the young workforce doesn't see the perceived benefits in pension. Cash is king. And they would like to have as much as possible in hand. Employers, when onboarding the employees, they make a promise to them in terms of the statutory benefits. That is the Payment of Gratuity Act, where you need to provide the gratuity, and also the Provident Fund, which is the Employees Provident Fund. There are also non-statutory products, as paternalistically employers can offer, or some of them do offer, the Group Superannuation Plan. And now the National Pension System, which is gaining a lot of popularity with the new tax incentives being given in the last finance bill as also the latest finance bill. And this should encourage the young workforce to move towards the pensionable society.
But you're very right. When we do look at the offer letters or the CTC calculation, the last thing that a lot of, especially young or middle-aged professionals, look at are retirement benefits. The EPF cutoff is, if anything, it's seen as an impediment to the kind of salary take-home that I'll get at the end of every month. But I want to go down into these individual components one by one, because it's important to start thinking what you're going to do after you're 60. Our country doesn't have a social security system. The government is not going to come in and foot the bill. So, break this down for us. The benefits, the merits or demerits of, let's start with gratuity and EPF, because these are the oldest systems that have been running. Are they adequate? What are the red signs or the red herrings that we should remember?
When you call about adequacy, I recall the recent Mercer Global Index, Pension Index study done. India ranks 25th among the 25 countries studied, which talks about adequacy, sustainability, and integrity.
The lowest?
Lowest.
In terms of retirement
planning? In terms of retirement.
Okay. And
government is doing a lot to move this ranking, perhaps in terms of getting legislations or encouraging the working population to move to a pensionable society. In the organized sector, I think hardly 12% of the working population have got some sort of pensionary benefits, but there's a huge, large, unorganized sector who do not have that much of opportunities, though the government is also trying certain social sector plans linked to the national pension system, the Atal Pension Yojana. Coming to the corporate employers and employees, employer no doubt statutorily provide the gratuity benefits since the Gratuity Act mandates.
And what is the mandate? Gratuity should be how much of, as a percentage of your basic? How is the calculation done?
See, honestly, gratuity, this is another debatable issue, whether gratuity should form a part of CTC or not. Because gratuity is a function of the last on salary, which is 15 days salary for each year of past service with a vesting period of 5 years, and there is a tax benefit upper cap of 10 lakhs. Now, this has to be, being a defined benefit, it needs to be valued actually what funding goes. You cannot apportion a certain percentage to salary, just like a defined contribution plan in the Provident Fund.
Right.
Provident Fund, it is defined as 12%.
Whereas 12% of the basic salary.
Basic and other allowances, dearness allowance and other. In gratuity, the payment of
that much has to be set aside by the employer as contribution towards the Provident Fund, whether it is the EPF or the Employee Provident Fund organization or any other recognized.
Any other recognized. Now in the gratuity, again, it is not statutorily required to fund the gratuity, whereas the Provident Fund needs to either go to the Regional Provident Fund Commissioner and contribute to the EPF scheme, or set up an exempt trust or excluded trust, as the case may be.
Technically, gratuity, you're saying, I mean, industry practice should not be part of CTC. It is a payout that's over and above after completion of 5 years.
This is again debated from the HR fraternity. When they give the total reward statement, they would still like to factor gratuity as a component. There are some companies who do say, over and over the CTC, we pay the gratuity as per the Gratuity Act.
Okay.
Now, there are companies who pay a more generous benefit also.
Sure.
Without the 5 years vesting period, they can have it 2 years, or instead of 15 days, some companies do have 30 days, or without upper cap of 10 lakhs. Anything paid in excess of what's statutorily required is taxable in the hands of the employee.
I was just coming to taxation to figure out, when you are going to redeem these funds, or when you're going to actually access these funds. Let's talk about EPF taxation. Now we know, after the whole controversy, it continues to enjoy the exempt sort of treatment. What about the gratuity payout? How much of that is taxable?
Now, contributions made to an approved fund by the employer is a deductible business expense, so the employer does not get taxed. Until the benefits are paid, it is not apportioned against any individual, because it's a pooled fund.
Okay.
Only when the happening of an event of severance of that employee, that benefit vests to him if he has completed 5 years as per the Act, or the scheme rules of the company.
Okay. And now, is that amount taxable, which is paid out to the employee, the gratuity amount?
It is taxable, provided in case it is higher than the taxable limit, the parameters of 15 days, or the 5 years vesting, and the 10 lakhs upper cap. Okay. If any of these are in excess, then it is taxable. If you follow the regulations, then it is not taxable. But this 10 lakhs is throughout the work life of an individual.
Sure.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break on that note, but when we come back, we will be discussing several other schemes. The National Pension Scheme, the NPS, which is getting a lot of exposure now, a lot of talk about whether there is merit in switching over from the EPF to the NPS, and also the concept of superannuation funds. How do they work? Find out after the break.